So you may have heard of a beef Wellington, maybe even a weef Bellington, but have you ever heard of a leaf Wellington? Start by gathering some leaves, throwing them in a blender, and then grinding them up. And then put them in a bowl and mix in some water and some flour until you get a sloppy leaf mess like this. Put your leaf slop into a loaf pan to make a leaf loaf, bake at 375 degrees until golden brown like this. And then you'll also want to cook up some mushroom duxelle. Then you want to use some moldy corn leaves as the prosciutto, smush on your mushroom duxelle, and then smear on some Chick-fil-A sauce onto your leaf loaf. Then roll it up just like a beef Wellington, and then put it inside some puff pastry. Once you got it rolled up, add some egg wash, and then score the top. Throw it in the oven until it becomes golden brown just like this. Then grab your nearest electric saw and cut a perfect portion. Plate your leaf Wellington, add some maple syrup and a sage leaf, and there you have the perfect leaf Wellington. I'm going to show you how I make my childhood favorite cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, oops, all shrimp tails. Start by rinsing off your shrimp and then detaching the tail from the shrimp body. Then mix together some cinnamon and sugar to make cinnamon sugar, and then you want to bread your shrimp tails first in some flour and then into some egg and then back into some flour so they look all nice and coated like this. And then some hot oil, just fry your shrimp tails until they're golden brown like this. And then just drop them in a bowl, sprinkle on some of your cinnamon sugar, give them a little tossy toss. Then pour some milk into a bowl and then add in your shrimp tails into the milk. Then you have my favorite Cinnamon Toast Crunch, oops, all shrimp tails. I fished one out just to give it a taste. And you know what? It honestly just tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's just the cinnamon and sugar, a little bit crunchy. Some of the shell doesn't like crisp up all the way and it gets stuck in your teeth, but like, it's okay. I know you've heard of an ice cream sandwich before, but have you ever heard of sandwich ice cream? It's only 2 ingredients really, ice cream and a sandwich. I'm using an Italian hoagie and I'm blending it up with a little bit of heavy cream until it became a nice sandwich slurry. I then mix it with some vanilla ice cream. Hindsight, I probably should have just used the ice cream to blend it with instead of the heavy cream. But anyway, this had like a weird texture. There was still some meat chunks and cheese chunks. And I threw it in the freezer until it stiffened up a bit. As you can see, I was impatient, it was a bit soft. But anyway, I scooped out a little scoop of the ice cream, and then I added some extra virgin olive oil and some Italian seasoning to go along with the Italian hoagie theme. And I gave it a taste, and honestly, it doesn't taste that bad. It kind of just tastes like you took a bite of a hoagie and then ate some ice cream. If you like whiskey, I'm sure you've heard of an old fashioned, but have you ever heard of an oldest fashioned? To start off, I'm going to make a simple syrup using turbinado cane sugar and a really old book. This book happens to be Medieval History by Carl Stevenson. I prefer the taste of books printed around World War II, but any old smelly book will do. To make the simple syrup, all you need is equal parts water and sugar, and then crumble up a piece of that old book and then let it steep in the sugary water. Let this mixture cook down until it gets a little bit sticky, and then let it cool off to the side. In a glass, we're going to put some ice, followed by our old book simple syrup, and then a little bit of some bitter bitters. Then I'm going to pour about 3 ounces over a bourbon, and then I'm going to take these Mayan death cigars, torch them, and then mix our drink with that. Lastly, I'm going to get some blood orange peel, squeeze it, and then mix it around, and there you have the oldest fashioned. Obviously, I had to give it a try, and off the nose, it smells like death cigars, but when you take a sip, you get nice caramel notes, followed by some old damp basement, and it finishes with hints of vanilla and orange peel.